And then we get to show up and we come in, we go, bam. But then it slows back down.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we come in and get it all ready for them.
Good.
That's what we do.
That's awesome. What do you do in your slow time of the year?
Work.
Make YouTube
YouTube.
videos?
YouTube. Yeah. We just passed.
Welcome to the Bonita Buzz. I'm your host, Jenn Gregory, a local realtor here in Southwest Florida. And before I introduce my guest this week, I wanted to go over a little some things about the Bonita Buzz. I am the owner and creator of the podcast, and I do all the producing and editing myself. I don't charge my guests for coming on, and I do all of this for free. And one way you can support me is by subscribing to my YouTube channel and helping me get more interesting content out there. Also, helping the businesses that I have on the podcast. These are small businesses in Bonita Springs, and I just really enjoy helping people. And then the third way that you can obviously support me is by referring me to your friends and family that need help with real estate, whether it's buying or selling here in Southwest Florida. So, that being said, I want to introduce my first guest. I want to introduce my guest today. This is David Lockwood, and he owns a company called Remove It Pros. Tell me a little bit about Remove It Pros.
We're a local demolition business. We're here in Bonita. We're over on Racetrack Road, right behind the Racetrack gas station on Bonita Beach Road. And basically, we do primarily hands-on demolition, and then we also do machine-driven demolition, complete demolitions. And we have a little twist on both those things. We do junk removal, concrete cutting. We do selective demolition, we do junk removal, and we do it with a little twist. And basically, what we do is we repurpose a lot of stuff. So we'll take out the windows and doors and stuff like that before we tear down a house, if they're new enough. And we also do junk removals with a different idea. The junk removal companies typically want to get the uh, least amount of stuff for the maximum amount of money. We want to get as much stuff as we can, and we'll give you a good price, and then we repurpose that stuff, and or we donate it. So those things. So that's pretty much. I know it's a long explanation, but we do quite a few different things. We've been doing it since 2014
Okay.
here in this area.
So, what inspired you to start Remove It Pros, and how did you get into demolition?
Well, the real estate market crashed for me back in 2000 and for 2006 really. 2008 is when most people felt it. And I was building a bunch of stuff up north, and the market just basically came unglued. It ran wide open for years, and then it just fell straight, just disintegrated. So instead of staying up north, which I hated the dreariness of it. I came down. I was building some stuff down here too, so I just decided I concluded my business up north and came down here, and then I just started all over. And we're doing silly little things like following these foreclosure guys out, and they're throwing all this perfectly good stuff out on the street, and we started just reselling that stuff, and that evolved into a junk removal business, and then from there it grew into what we're doing today. And we're running a pretty decent size operation at this point.
Good. How did you choose Bonita Springs?
Well, Bonita Springs was a fantasy for me. The fantasy was that I could get close to Naples and not pay the Naples prices, be close to the highway, be close to a gas station. And one of the customers that we were over on a different street, on Industrial Street. He It was Marina Mike's. They sold out to a company, and they wanted to go up onto 41, and had this building, and he walked over and he came, found me, and we talked about it, and he worked this a little short-term owner finance deal out on it, and then So, I mean, that's how. I
And that
wonder
was
if
back in 2014?
that was probably, no, probably, I've only probably been there for 5 years.
Oh, okay.
We've been in five different locations in Bonita since we've been here.
Okay,
We just
great.
grew and grew and grew.
And so, as far as like demolition companies, are there a lot to choose from here in Southwest Florida?
Yeah, there's quite a few, and we're the rookies in a lot of ways. The competitors that we have that are in the machine-driven demolition, which is like Honk and Extreme and Naples Excavating, they're all sharp guys. They've been around longer than us. They've been at it longer than us. We have a different way of doing business. Um, we have more Google reviews than all of them put together. So for a business like ours, you don't get a lot of Google reviews.
Right.
So if you get Google reviews, we have, I think we're getting close to 1,100 of them.
Wow.
Wildcat, are probably our closest competitor, would have maybe 20 or maybe 30.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So we do, um, we bring customer service into the business that's really been it's kind of like the leftover stepchild kind of a business. Most of the time when people come in and do demo for another contractor, they don't want you doing it because you go too far, or you make everybody mad in the building, or you run over the bushes and don't say
Oh,
nothing
no.
and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So we came at it from the golden rules point of view, and we just do good business. We actually, you call us, we call you back.
Wow. What a
Yeah.
concept.
Yeah. And then if we say we're going to do something, we're going to do it. And
Yeah.
if we mess something up, we don't let you find it 5 days later and
You
lose your
take
mind.
ownership.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we say, hey, we did something wrong here. What do you want to do about it?
Yeah, good for you. Good.
So,
Because it's all about customer service. And I think, so many companies now, it's just not there anymore, like back in the olden days. But so let's talk about your reviews and then some of you. So you have a huge YouTube presence.
well, I don't know about huge, but we
Well,
have
I
one.
I think it's very unique to your
Yeah.
kind of niche there. Um, so how did you start doing YouTube videos?
All right. So, kind of share your sentiments in a lot of ways. I like to help people. So,
Yeah.
I'm looking at how we came from absolutely zero, because I literally crashed the plane. I mean, it was something I was doing that was a really good idea turned out to be a really bad idea. And I'm working for a lady. She used to work. She was a trainer for Rich Dad Poor Dad, and she thought she was losing her job. So she had me go through some training programs on how to buy short sales and foreclosures and
Uh-huh.
stuff for her. And she was paying me $500 a week to do that, and I was living in one of her houses that she didn't think she had any chance of selling it because the market was so soft.
Yeah.
And what I did is I started going out at night and picking stuff up that these guys are throwing away. I'm like, they're throwing away perfectly good stuff on the street. I'm like, you guys, you're out of your minds. So
Yeah.
then I brought it back, put it on Craigslist, and sold it.
Good for you.
So I was making more money doing that. Then I started making 200 and $300 a day doing that. And
Wow.
then I started thinking, geez, how can I get more stuff? So then I started doing free junk removals. And then people kept giving me money every time I would come to Naples and I would do a free junk removal. I mean, they're giving me $1,000 worth of stuff. I'm going to go sell it in Cape Coral, you
Oh,
know?
wow.
So so that's what happened. So what happened is after we did this for a long time, you started seeing patterns. You started seeing, well, this is the way you employ people. This is the way you process stuff. This
Yeah.
is the way you sell stuff on eBay. This is the way you sell stuff on Craigslist and on Facebook Marketplace. And that's basically what we did. So we're this year we're a $10 million company. So
That's incredible.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's even weird to say it out loud, but it's cool. But it's my son and Talon and myself. We're the three of us. We've been doing this since 2000, say 10, maybe
Okay.
2007, as far as doing just cleaning stuff out and reselling it.
So what's the craziest or funniest thing you've ever found doing a demolition?
Well, the most recent funnest thing was I got two parasails.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, fun.
And so I put one off the back of my boat trying to
Did
get
you
up in
really?
the air. It didn't work.
Oh,
Yeah, that's all
oh,
right. Well,
that's,
I tweaked my back for 2 weeks pulling it back in.
you're kidding.
I'll put salt water in a parachute and pull it in.
Oh, well, I wonder how they do it on Bonita Beach then with the.
Well, they don't get them wet.
Oh, that's true. I didn't even think
Yeah,
about that.
it was not a good.
So,
It
so,
was fun, but we never got it up.
so don't get your parasols
That's
wet. That's the lesson there.
Yeah. So I have a parasail for sale. If you want to buy it, I got two
Okay.
of them.
And so, do you have like a site? Do you have like a eBay or a Craigslist, or how do we find all your things that are for sale right now?
If you go to www.reuseitpros.com, and on that site there's a button and it says more items from this user is what the button is for Craigslist. Everything that we have on Craigslist, there's between probably 500 and 1,000 items on there right now.
Wow.
You hit that button and you'll find us. And then we're over where the dog track used to be.
Hmm.
We actually park our trucks where in the parking lot where the dog track used to be. If you're from here,
Yeah.
it's 28381 Racetrack Road. And
And
then
so you
you
just go there to pick up your item, or
Yeah, so we got everything on there, and then what we do is again, it's the golden rule thing. So what I do is we put the first picture is going to be of maybe the kitchen cabinet set on the walls. The second one's going to be of it sitting in our warehouse. The third, fourth, fifth pictures are going to be the defects of the
oh,
of it. Then we're going to put all the dimensions and everything. So you can sit in your living room and figure out if this kitchen cabinet set's going to work for you before you drive down there. And a
huh.
lot of people just show up with a trailer and
And
load
off
it up.
off they go.
Yeah, and then a lot of people, it's the same customers over and over and over and over. So we're not trying to beat the last dollar out of everything.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not cheap to do this. Like we tore down a 7-story building on Fort Myers Beach and the owners left a lot of stuff there. Well, we gave them a really good price because we knew that they weren't going to go get that stuff. It's
Yeah.
7 stories up, no elevator. Most people are
No
seniors and that.
elevator?
Yeah. So,
How did you get the stuff
well, we used a
down?
wall. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And I used a huge workforce of doing it. So it took us 8 weeks to get ready to tear the building down. We stripped the building all the way back to concrete, threw everything out the windows, took all the kitchens we could resell. We only have so much space, so we couldn't do all of it. But we took um, we brought a thrift store in, Integrity over here,
Oh,
and they came and cleaned out what they could. They filled up their box trucks. They only have so much space. And then we donated a whole bunch of other stuff. And then what we did is we took the stuff, the kitchen cabinets, the appliances, just everything that was reasonable and very good condition, and we unloaded it and we used a lull and brought it down and ran 20 guys doing that.
huh.
Yeah, it was quite a hoot. And then
So,
tearing down a 7-story building was fun too because we had this high reach machine that we've never had before. We thought it was going to take us a month, and it took us 3 days
and so you
or 4 days.
do you put a lot of these demos on your YouTube channel?
They're all on there.
That's great. Have you
Yeah,
ever done like a demo challenge or, some kind of fun?
maybe I should try that.
Yeah.
What's your idea on that?
Well, I want to get in there and smash
We
some
brought
stuff.
Lady Haley Zirconi with Wink News. We brought it up. We set it up so she could break glass.
Yeah,
It was fun.
I want to do that. I
Yeah,
want to smash something.
breaking glass is fun.
Sounds like it.
This last video I did, it was a real estate office up in Inglewood, and I broke all kinds of stuff with a sledgehammer
Wow.
just for fun.
All
Yeah,
right. Well, next time you have something like that, give me a call.
no problem.
I'll come out with my work boots. So, any advice to aspiring business owners, business startups? Like, what have you learned that you can share with our listeners and viewers?
Are you talking like a brand new entrepreneur?
Yes.
Read How to Win Friends and Influence People.
Okay.
Then it'll tell you about another book. It's called Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Those two books, they're like preschool for going into business, and they'll tell you a lot of the stuff that I'm talking about. A lot of those principles are why we have so many Google reviews compared to our competitors, and why we do such good business out of our. If you're selling used stuff, we're at like a 4.8. Selling used stuff online, most guys they got really low rankings because they're screwing people over, and so we try to do everything so that it's like I'm selling it to your mom. I don't want your mom to be mad at me. that kind of stuff.
I
So
feel like you kind of have the secret sauce when it comes to that. And
yeah,
how are you getting, like businesses, including myself, we struggle with how do we get people to make those reviews, or how do I get people to hit subscribe below on my YouTube channel?
yeah,
Because people will watch my videos, they enjoy them. I get a lot of compliments. Thank you for doing this for Bonita Springs and the
yeah.
small business owners, but
hmm
they don't get if they hit subscribe, that helps my numbers, or if they go on Google
Well,
and rate my real estate business,
here's
that helps
something
me too.
that's changing. We were talking about their lives. There's a lot of things changing in the marketplace right now. People are getting so much information so quick all the time anymore, and AI is just going to make it worse. So
Yeah.
what happens is the how important the subscriptions are to you um, are it's not as important as it was 5 years ago.
Right.
It's important, but it's not the same metric. The reason is now the TikTokification of everything has happened. So TikTok, when they came in,
Hmm.
TikTok says, "I know you, and I'm going to follow you around and give you more of what you like."
Uh-huh.
Okay. Well, YouTube and everybody else was saying, "Hey, you're a person and we're going to follow you as a person." Well, it's completely changed. So now the algorithms follow the customer around and give them what they want.
Okay.
So it's a completely different ballgame. Now, is it a scorecard? Sure. Is it important that I was told by some experts that I would have a channel that would be way bigger than it is. Back 5 years ago, it would be way bigger than what it is. Because people just don't, they're just not clicking on the subscribing that anymore. They're
Yeah.
getting followed around.
Right. Right.
They're not interacting like they would. Now I get a lot of comments and stuff too, and I'm an ambassador for Fort Myers Beach. I'm also an ambassador for Bonita, but I live in Fort Myers Beach. I'm really intricately involved in that neighborhood. I'm intricately involved here, but more so there because I live there.
Yeah.
But
For sure. Yeah.
I mean, I love Bonita. I think it's cool as I'll get out. So did
Yeah.
I answer your question or
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
not?
So how do you feel about like the growth and development of Bonita
uh,
Springs
I,
over the years?
I think it's awesome.
Yeah.
And I think when they put that road when they redid the road to slow the traffic down, I thought, what are you doing?
Yeah.
And now I see what they were doing. It
And
makes
yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
So we're going to be the brand new fresh Fifth Avenue,
I hope so.
more or
Yeah.
less. Yeah.
I mean, the things that are going on downtown is
Yeah.
pretty incredible.
Well, and hey, Sugar Shack, God bless you guys for putting up with the city making you try to put this water line in. Um,
Yeah.
I think it's a bunch of crap.
Well,
So
we just had them on a couple
yeah,
episodes
they
ago.
what you guys have gone through to get that put in is amazing. I know you should have been open probably 4 or 5 months
But
ago.
they're at the finish line, so that's exciting. So we're all,
Yeah, well, that's awesome.
yeah.
I can't wait till they open up.
I know and we're all waiting. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
It's all the buzz, the Bonita buzz. Um, so did you ever have we talked a little bit about rolling over bushes and things like that, but a demolition project that went wrong?
No, we haven't torn any houses down the wrong house. Yeah, we have. I mean, I'd be lying if I didn't. It happens to all the companies. So you'll have a homeowner come in. Let's talk about reviews after this.
Okay.
We have a homeowner come in, and it mainly happens with homeowners. We work primarily for building contractors. Um, a homeowner will come in and he'll say, "Okay, take this, take this, take this bathroom out here, and then take this bathroom out here, but leave the shower in that one, and then over here take out the floor." And they'll do that to the guys. Now these guys are they're ordinary guys, man. They're just regular old dudes, and they'll come back and well, they took the
Oh
whole
no.
bathroom out and the whole bathroom out. So
Uh,
did we do something wrong? Yeah, we've done that. We've taken whole bathrooms out and we ended up paying for it.
oh
So
wow.
yeah, it sucks.
Well,
So it sucks to be me when that happens.
yeah. So how does that reflect on the reviews? How do you recover from that?
Well, you man up. You can not return their phone calls, or
No.
you can just stand there and say, okay, what do you want to do? And
Yeah.
most of the time, when something like that happens, everybody kind of yields a little bit, and they try to not make it so brutal. Um, so that I've had that happen. Well, I think we've had that probably happen 3 different times. So
Really? Oh, I
yeah.
guess.
Well, we've done Probably it's over 15,000 demos in this area.
15,000.
15,000.
Wow.
So
That's incredible.
that's a pretty small percentage
Yeah.
to have.
And how many people do you have working for you?
Right now we run 70 out of season. Our season is exactly the opposite of the season. When everybody leaves, we get really busy. So
Okay.
everybody that we work
And why
for,
is that? Do you think it's because people are all up north now and now they can get their work done while they're not here?
mostly the majority of our business, we do a lot of business in the high rises and stuff, and the majority of that business is done in like Pelican Bay
Yeah.
and Bay Colony and all along the beaches and everything. And what they like about us is we'll follow their rules. They say, park only here, don't, put down a runner on our carpet. And when you're done, clean it up, that kind of stuff. And then during the day, we've learned that we keep things clean during the day. Then we don't get somebody mad because somebody tracked drywall mud into their $10 million condo
Yeah.
and they didn't want that. So we follow the rules. So there's moratoriums during season. Okay, let's say you're in a 100 unit building and you decide to take out your tile.
Okay.
Okay, and the next week you inspired someone else across the hall to take his out.
Sure.
Then the next week I take mine out.
Okay.
And then the next week someone else takes. So nobody gets a rest because that jackhammer in that one build in that one piece in that one
Unit.
unit reverberates through the whole building and you
Okay.
get da-da-da-da-da all day
Yeah.
long. So that's what's happened over the years is
Okay.
if it's a well-run um, condominium association, they just don't allow it. So only emergency repairs, let's say your hot water heater blows up in the middle of the season. Well, you got to be able to fix that.
Sure.
But other than that, they hold it off. So May 1 is the average first day of our
Wow.
season, and then we run wide open through sometimes as long as October, most
Uh-huh.
of the time till
So you are the
August.
complete opposite of,
Yeah,
say, like
yeah,
your
it's
tourist industry, hotel industry, restaurant
and then
industry.
the
It's
rest of the
all.
year, I mean, we stay busy. We're running what 13 or 14 crews right now, and then
Okay.
two that are tearing down buildings.
Yeah, I was telling him earlier when I go to leave the gym and I go to use the gas station right by where he is, I can't get a pump because all
Yeah.
400 of his trucks are there.
Yeah, so the guys come in early in the morning, they unload whatever we're going to repurpose, and then they, as a group, go to racetrack. We don't pull off during the day for lunch. So they go to racetrack on our dime, they grab their stuff for the day, and then when we park the truck, it stays there the rest of the day. We get more done that way.
Yeah. Um, let's talk about safety a little bit. I mean, I'm sure that's a big, huge part of
Yeah.
demolition.
They say not to chew on the glass. It's not good for your gums.
That's it. That's all your safety advice.
No, no.
So, if you had a theme song for Remove It Pros, what would it be?
We do have a theme song.
You do. I'm missing out.
No, I'm just kidding. Well, because of the YouTube channel, I've got creatives around me all the time, and one of them he likes to do these techno remove and pro songs. They're
Really?
funny.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
yeah,
I'm gonna find one and put
it's
it
pretty
on.
funny. Actually, some of our shorts are that way.
Okay. Well, of course, I'm gonna
It's
link.
hilarious.
I'm gonna link to the YouTube channel down in the description there. So be on the lookout for that. He's got some really great content. In fact, that's kind of how I found you. I
Really?
wasn't looking to demo anything. I was just going through Bonita Springs businesses, and I came across some of your videos. Are fantastic
Where did you find it?
on YouTube
On YouTube? Oh, okay, cool,
because
cool, cool, cool.
you have how many followers?
As of 2 days ago, 44,000.
See,
So
goals.
that puts you if you don't know what that means, we're never going to be a Mr. Beast channel. That puts us in the top 2% in YouTube. And I've had some professional. I hired a professional to teach us how to do this so we could do better at it. The purpose of my channel is to promote Remove It Pros both here and we're going to spread through the whole state of Florida.
Really?
We just moving into Sarasota right now, and then from there we're going to take our concepts and our the way that we do things, and we're going to teach it to other people. We're going to have an impact with people, young entrepreneurs, people who want to start with nothing and want to build a business.
Yeah.
And you can use a junk removal business to do that. You could go into anything really, but it's a natural segue to go into the demolition business Then I have another book that I'm writing right now about how to do the selective demolition part of our business. And then I have another book on how to do repurposing that I'm in the middle of writing that too.
Do you
And then
sleep at all?
do courses. I'm definitely a strange person, so when it comes to that,
Yeah. Yeah. So here's a fun question too. And not to insult anybody, but if you had one building in Bonita Springs that you wish you could demo, what would it be?
demoing it. The one that had all the plywood, they are demoing it. I just saw it. It has all the plywood all across the front of it. It's on Bonita Beach as you're going to Barefoot Beach on the right.
Okay.
It used to be a fishing bait shop there. I think it was called Fish Trap. Fish
Okay.
Fish Trap. Well, right next to that, I was getting sick and
I know
tired of
exactly
seeing
what
that.
you're talking
They're
about.
tearing it down
On
though.
the right. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I don't know what
There
it
was
and
like a
call
there was
me.
like a little trailer park there, and then there's a strip
They
mall
assembled
also.
all that stuff and they came to the city um, to do whatever they had planned. And it's funny is my son and I had that tied. We were in negotiations on that when these guys walked in and paid cash for it, and
Oh,
I don't think they knew what they were getting into. I don't think they
okay.
realized it
Yeah.
because they didn't. They haven't been able to pull it off. One of the neighbors there is a pretty powerful dude, and
Okay.
he doesn't want what they're going to put there. What that would be really cool to have is a boat rental place. That would be a really cool place for
Yeah.
that, and maybe a restaurant. There's just not enough parking
Yeah.
for the
I think
amount.
there's plans for a restaurant down there.
Yeah,
But I don't know.
they poo pooed it right out straight out the gate. So hopefully somebody else will come in with a different. We need more stuff.
We do.
We need a
We
lot more stuff.
absolutely do. Yeah, it's such a
Yeah,
great area.
yeah.
And, like
Well, Naples is all built out, so this is the next place.
I know.
Yeah,
I know.
it's too far to go as north as you got to go get to anything else up there. So we got to
Well,
do
and
it
the
here.
and the and the one thing that I talked about in an earlier podcast is that, it's called the gateway to the Gulf for a reason. From the exit on I-75 to the actual beach
Hmm.
is the shortest distance on all of I-75. It's
No
6
kidding.
miles.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So, imagine like people that live in, I don't know, let's say somewhere crazy like Northport or how long does it take to get to the beach from Northport?
I know we're demoing a bank building. Well, it used to be a gigantic real estate office. It's 10,000 square feet. We're demoing that up in Inglewood,
Oh,
and it took us like 35 minutes just to get to it from the highway.
oh wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty far, pretty far off the
Yeah.
highway. Yeah,
Yeah. So we're very fortunate here in Bonita Springs and yeah.
I like it. I'm partial to it.
Yeah, me too. Okay, so what's next for Remove It Pros? We talked about expanding.
Yeah, um we're looking to just grow. We're gonna grow into Sarasota. From there, we'll go to Tampa. From there, we'll go to West Palm Beach, and then from there, I don't know where we're gonna go. Right now, we know how to run Remove It Pros. We don't really know how to market in a new marketplace because our business is 97% word of mouth,
Oh,
and the other 3% is coming off of our trucks. So
yeah.
that's why we have a YouTube channel. That's why we're on Instagram. That's why we're on X. We're on everything. We're trying to go into the next marketplaces, and people know us here. They don't know us there. If you live in Bonita, you think I have a million trucks. If you live in
That's true.
Naples, you see them here and there.
Yeah.
Um, so we plan on doing that, and then have an impact, teaching people to go from zero to whatever they want with the junk removal business. Doing junk removal business. A lot of people don't know this. It's a $20 million a year business. It's moving to be a $30 million a year business.
Huh.
So
I
for
didn't
me,
know that.
yeah, for me, and a lot of the junk removal stuff, they make their money selling you the trucks. There's really not that much money in it, honestly.
Yeah.
But if you couple that with repurposing and not having to buy stuff,
Okay.
it's a very profitable business. Very profitable. Profitable enough that we bought our first truck and paid cash and our first trailer and paid cash and so on and so forth until we have, the fleet that we have. Now, and then it was a very natural progression into the demolition business. Although you don't have to do the demolition business, you could go into junk removal and stay in it forever.
Huh.
You could put a junk removal business together along with a hybrid thrift store situation and do very, very well. Um, and the cool thing is you get so much stuff, you can be helpful to everybody around you because you got all this stuff. You don't,
Yeah.
how many pots and pans do you need?
I can see that. Yeah.
Yeah, well, you do a little bit
Right,
of this.
with the stress less. Yeah,
So you,
my downsizing company, I help
yeah.
seniors downsize and move into retirement and assisted living. And in the process, we do have a process. It's family first. So the sons and the daughters. A lot of these seniors down here have moved down here as snowbirds and eventually. Made that permanent move, and then their families or adult sons and daughters are up north, and they really don't have time. They have their own families and they can't get away from work and they don't have any vacation time. And so, that's where I get the phone call and then I come in and I consult with them long distance, on a Zoom call or FaceTime, and we go through the entire house. And what do you want? What do you want us to set aside for you? And then then the next step is going to be, well, what are we going to move? And so then we draw a floor plan and what's going to fit in the new space and all that. And now we have all this pile of stuff that's kind of in the middle. The family doesn't want it. We're not going to keep it, and maybe that's when I call you.
Mm. Hey, that's what we do.
Yeah, yeah,
So we do a lot of that ourselves, but normally the family comes down, they get their whatever they're going to get, and then we
exactly.
take everything else.
Yeah, yeah,
Can you come empty out this 4,700 square foot house? It was like, sure.
yeah. That's a lot.
Huh?
So what would be another reason? So we would call you for junk removal. We would call you for demolition. Any other reasons we would call you?
The junk removal part of what we do is probably the smallest part of what we do currently. Let's say you're taking out the flooring in your house, or you're taking out a kitchen and you're going to put in another kitchen. You know, you can pay a $40 an hour guy or a $30 an hour guy who's putting your kitchen back in. Well, he's going to do it at the pace
Oh,
that he does
yeah.
putting it in. And not only that, now you got to get a dumpster. So basically, we show up with the box truck. It's got every tool we possibly could need, a dump trailer with us. We'll do the demo, put everything in the car in the truck as we go, and when we're done, we're done. We sweep it up, we take all the dust and everything with us, and
So then all they have to do is get the new
so
kitchen installers to
now
come
the
in.
contractor comes in and bing bang boom, they can put things back together. What happens is we're just keeping things in perspective. $30 an hour guys work different than guys that are doing just labor work. And then the labor guys with all the right tools, the speed at what we can move at is a lot better. And it makes it really easy. Plus, the kind of tools that we use to take stuff apart, like demo hammers, they're $1,000 a piece. The bits are $150 to $300 a piece. So just that one tool. Well, most contractors, when you're putting a kitchen in, you don't need one of those.
Yeah.
So now they got to take the time a half hour to Home Depot, half hour to rent
Oh,
it, half hour
okay.
driving back, and so on and so forth. And then if they break it or something, they have to pay for it, so on and so forth. So what we do is we're just bing bang boom. We make them better.
Okay.
So when
Make
it
them look good.
well, we do a lot of
Yeah.
times because they go through the frustrating part of, okay, I want to remodel my kitchen. Okay, all right. Well, what kind of cabinets do I want? Okay. Well, you mean I got to get a permit?
Yeah.
Oh my God, how do I get a permit? Well, you got to draw it up first. Oh, I got to get a builder. So what
Yeah.
happens is it takes 5 months, 10 months, a year, whatever. And then we get to show up and we come in, we go, bam. But then it slows back down.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we come in and get it all ready for them.
Good.
That's what we
That's awesome. What do you do in your slow time of the year?
do. Work.
Make YouTube
YouTube.
videos?
YouTube. Yeah. We just passed 1,000 on our main channel. We just passed 1,000 videos. So
Oh, wow.
a lot of them are short. So
Yeah. No,
you
that's
basically use your shorts. I don't know if you know this or not. You got your main videos and you use your shorts to kind of
boost your main
to
videos. Yeah.
push them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's it's a hoot.
How do you deal with negative feedback? Or you
I
just like,
delete it.
oh, okay.
I'm the emperor.
Oh, you are.
I learned
You
that in
are.
my training. It depends on what you know. What if you ain't got something nice to say, don't say nothing at all.
Exactly.
And
There's
then
just
a
a
lot of
lot of armchair
times,
experts out there that,
well, a lot of people, what happens when your community grows? I'll first of all, you get to the point where you can't respond to every review. I mean, I had 3.3 million video, and there were, I think, 2,200 comments.
Wow.
And somebody got off color in the middle of that, and I saw these guys grilled him. Like,
Oh,
I bet he's not going to say something like that again.
yeah.
It was something stupid, but
Yeah.
and they like to make fun of me because I say stupid stuff like washing machine and stuff. I don't care. It doesn't matter.
What's wrong
They
with the washing
call
machine?
me fat and stuff like that. I'm
Oh my
like,
gosh. Yeah.
I don't care.
You just square shoulders, right?
I can see what I look like in the mirror. I'm all right with it. Yeah. Yeah. I'm not here to win the popularity
No,
contest. I'm here to
no,
show you how
no.
to do demo.
I know. Well, I definitely want to get with you and smash some stuff.
Let's do it.
I got a lot of
It'll be
aggravation
fun.
going on that I need to
It'll be fun.
get rid of some of this
Well,
tension.
we might have to find some stuff to smash sooner than later then.
That sounds good. Well, thanks for coming on the podcast. I
No
sure
problem.
learned a lot today
I
about
I enjoyed it.
gosh, everything. Demolition, YouTube, starting a company,
Well, you want to know how to get
entrepreneurship.
Google reviews? I'll tell you how to do it.
Okay.
Well, it's going to be harder for your business, but for if you're any sort of a service industry, any side, so basically you meet the customer when you first go in and you say, okay, this is what do you want me to do?
Hmm.
Okay. When you're done with that, you bring the customer back in and you say, okay, did I do everything you asked me to do? Yes. Is there anything else that you need me to do? No. Okay. Thank you very much. Hey, Google reviews are very important to me.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Right.
Most people don't know how to do them.
I was just going to bring that up because
Can I help you?
a lot of our people in
Would
our
you leave me a Google
community
review? Can I help
surprising
you do
it.
that? And this is and just say this makes me feel awkward to say this, but it is so important that someone else knows that I do a good job,
That's true.
and they won't know unless somebody tells them. And it's hard to navigate the phones, but I do this every day. I can show you how to do it real quick.
Yeah.
Bing, bang, boom.
And then
Now,
you actually,
I pay my guys. So we do this on every job. So I pay my guys a bonus when they get Google
really,
reviews. So what I do
that's
is
smart.
I let them tell the customer that. Say, you're happy with what we're doing. You can give me a tip without you having to spend any money. And they're like, how?
Wow.
So
Okay.
that's how it works.
I like that idea. That's very
Oh,
smart.
yeah, I made it up.
All by yourself.
I don't know. I probably stole it from somebody.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Well,
don't have any.
you know what? You should write a book.
What my therapist would tell me if I listened to him.
True. True story. All right. Well, thanks for so much for coming on the Bonita Buzz today. I
I
really
enjoyed
appreciate you coming on. We learned a lot. And we'll see you next time on the Bonita Buzz. That's a wrap. Easy
Very cool.
peasy.